Hi everyone. So just as promised, we're going to go over the details of what the liquid facelift is, specifically what products we're going to be using tomorrow morning for a liquid facelift. And I guess first we should define what a liquid facelift is. Liquid facelift, in my opinion, in my eyes, I define it as a procedure in which you're emulating the effects of a facelift without actually doing the surgery itself. So if you can get those results by either injecting something in the face that will lift the mid-face and therefore decrease the jowl descent as people age, then to me that's defined as a liquid facelift. Some people will call the vampire lift a liquid facelift because you are injecting liquid in the face. But I think in most eyes or most doctors' eyes, the liquid facelift is literally performing a procedure with injectables that will give you a similar result as a surgical facelift without actually having surgery, and of course you don't have as much downtime. So let's start. Let's start with the steps of what we're going to be doing tomorrow, perhaps not in the same order as the facelift, but we'll go over the products and what we'll be doing. So the first thing that we have for tomorrow will be Radiesse Plus. Radiesse Plus is made by Merz Aesthetics. It is a filler. It's a volumizing agent. This is actually sold as an injectable implant, and it's made of calcium hydroxyapatite. Calcium hydroxyapatite has been used for several years for facial implants, and specifically this product is actually, Radiesse Plus is brand new to the market because it is actually with lidocaine already in the product. The previous product to this one is just plain Radiesse, which does not have the lidocaine in it, and whoever your injector would have to mix the product with lidocaine to make it more tolerable for the patient. So this is Radiesse Plus. And Radiesse Plus is, as I said, a volumizing agent. You'll see me injecting it deep in the face, and I'll use it to volumize, again, the cheeks, and really just give a nice oomph to the mid-face here, so that it will give a little bit of a lifting effect, and as I said earlier, get rid of the jowls that start dropping as the aging process goes on. So the patient will end up with perhaps slightly more prominent cheeks by the time I'm done injecting. And we'll probably just use 1 syringe of this product. Great product. You'll see tomorrow the consistency of it is a white product, although you don't see it obviously while you inject it that it's white, but I'll show it to you. White product, phenomenal for volumizing. It's very viscous, it's very thick, so it will actually give you a good framework to work on as you're lifting or volumizing the patient. The second product that we'll be using is called Belotero, also made by Merz Aesthetics. Belotero is a hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a product or a chemical that our own body produces, and as the aging process goes on, our reserves or the concentration of hyaluronic acid in our skin decreases over time. So it's a very natural product. It's made from bacteria. It's not actually human made, but it's very similar to what we have in our own skin. So it actually blends in really nicely on the skin. So this I call my airbrusher. This is what I use for those fine lines and wrinkles that I cannot use Radiesse for, because Radiesse is thicker, so you don't want to inject it so superficially. So once we're done volumizing the face with Radiesse, either in the cheek or on those deep nasolabial folds or marionette lines here. Then we're going to move forward to our airbrushing effect, which we'll use Belotero for. So Belotero will inject more superficially, usually around the lips, the fine lines here on the nasolabial folds, or any other fine lines that need to be addressed, that radiesse cannot work for because it's thicker of its consistency. Great product to use. The great thing about hyaluronic acids is that if the patient has an undesired effect, if they don't like the way it looks, if they think it's too volumizing, you can actually get an antidote shot, or also known as hyaluronidase, injected, and it will get rid of the product. It's an enzyme that will actually eat away the hyaluronic acid. So it's a plus in my view of using hyaluronic acid fillers. The final product that we'll be using tomorrow for our liquid facelift is a product called Xeomin, also made by Merz Aesthetics. This is a competitor to Botox and Dysport. Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin are all neurotoxins in that they work on wrinkles by weakening the muscle that creates the wrinkles. So most neurotoxins are FDA approved for one specific area, although we use them off-label for dynamic wrinkles. So you think of Dysport, Botox, or Xeomin, and again, I'm going to just keep referring to Xeomin at this point because that's what we'll be using tomorrow, as toxins. So we will use these where we want to address the muscle making the wrinkles. So we'll inject on the forehead where you want a desired paralysis, basically. And you can see that I actually inject myself with Dysport, and I had an injection of Dysport yesterday, and you can still see that I have some movement, but there's minimal wrinkles on the forehead, and that's what you want. You still want to have some movement after your wrinkle or neurotoxin injection, but not actual wrinkles forming. You can also inject it between the eyebrows, also known as the glabella, and again, you can see that I did have some Dysport treatment done recently, so I still have some movement. Full paralysis, you'll end up with no movement at all. I actually don't mind having my patients with some movement as long as their lines are actually gone. And then the third area that we'll be injecting is around the eyes, and that's for your crow's feet. Especially when you're smiling, you'll see lines forming. And again, I recently had neurotoxin treatment so that you don't see the lines, but I don't have complete paralysis, so I don't look like I have no expression at all. You can still see me moving my eyebrows. You can still see me making emotions in my face, and not frozen. And that's what we aim for, and that's where I came up with my screen name or my username for Instagram and Facebook and all the other accounts that we have, is that Miami face. We are not looking to make you look like someone you're not. The Miami face should be a patient that looks refreshed. You still look how you are in a improved way. We are not going for extreme makeover kind of effects here. We just want to improve what your face looks like already and build upon your best features.